Hi everyone, it's Tracy Lewin.
And Peter Murray. Good afternoon, Tracy.
Good afternoon, Peter. Um, how are you doing on this fabulous Friday?
I am happy. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, yes, and happy Friday for Bitcoin too, because we've seen some movement in the price today, and it's currently sitting at 1,196, which is pretty good.
Yeah, the Bitcoin prices are strong, which there's a lot of fundamentals underpinning the price, and let's go through the news and see why we are where we are.
Okay, so the first story is Litecoin, and Litecoin is actually, at this point, it seems to be the coin that's going to implement segregated witness first, which is the whole thing about scaling Bitcoin. And this is great news because Litecoin, in fact, the Litecoin price has also been moving on up. So that's a positive sign as well. And so it's going to be all systems go soon.
That's very, very interesting, and basically, this is going to be a test run for Bitcoin, like you said. So that's interesting.
Yes, because Litecoin is derived from Bitcoin, so I think it's going to be great. And then, is a mining manufacturer blocking SegWit to benefit from ASIC boost? So it seems that there's somebody that says that fingers are being pointed to say that somebody's got a 30% advantage over other miners in terms of this ASIC hardware.
That's very interesting. Well, we'll see how this story develops. I think we'll see some more stories about this, and what if they actually received an advantage and how they managed to get it, stuff like this.
Yes, I'm sure it's definitely going to be out there soon because it's interesting. Okay, and Samsung SDS unveils blockchain platform Next Ledger. Samsung's getting quite involved here, and this is a blockchain platform for enterprises and businesses.
Yes, it's an enterprise version, which means that it can be used by companies to, it's a blockchain platform that companies can use. So that's very interesting. It means that if you need a private blockchain, you can basically somehow license or rent this one.
Yes. And they actually say it's alongside the blockchain-based biometric ID and payment services.
Yeah, very, very interesting things that are coming out from Samsung.
Yeah, very much so. Um, does regulation slow down or accelerate adoption? Actually, in this article, they're actually saying that it should accelerate because I mean it does give investors more confidence.
Yeah, it's not just about investors
Mm-hmm.
being more confident. It's about users of the consumer public are very unsure. Many countries, I've been to India lately, and the consumers, they are scared to use Bitcoin because they think that it might be illegal. The government, they might get in trouble with the government and stuff like this. But when it's regulated, then people don't have this idea that they're doing something wrong.
Mm. Yes, true. So, they do say that this year is the year for regulation. So I'm sure we're going to get lots of stories about regulation this year. Already there's been a
Yeah,
number of them.
absolutely.
Okay, Intel demos seafood tracking on Sawtooth Lake blockchain. So this is a solution for tracking the supply chain of fish.
hmm Maybe they should put all the blue whales on the blockchain so that we can track their mating habits, which we still haven't been able to do.
Yeah, why not? There's lots you can put on the blockchain. Okay, so decentralizing central banks, how R3 envisions the future of fiat. And this is a new report from the Bank Consortium R3. And it just says here, compares two competing concepts for moving fiat currency to a blockchain or a distributed ledger.
Oh, that's very interesting. I think this R3 consortium is very active, and the banks are doing a lot of things to incorporate blockchain and distributed ledger technology into their systems.
Yes. And of course, there's still a lot of talk about the blockchain. I mean, it hasn't died down. I mean, last year we were thinking, because last year really the news was dominated by all the blockchain stuff. And but this year we've had a fair amount as well. There's a lot of work going on privately, but also it says here, building the blockchain, developers aren't giving up on big ambitions. There was a developer conference in Malta this week, and quite a few researchers presented new ideas on how blockchains could be built and deployed. So that could have been a pretty interesting one to go to.
Yes, that would be.
And let's just go up. Blockchain land registry tech gets test in Brazil.
Oh, that's fascinating. That Brazil is also now getting into land registry. I remember that story about Sweden actually doing the first land registry transaction
Yes.
or something like this a while ago. So the Brazilians are now also getting involved in this. This is something very interesting on the blockchain, land registry and stuff like, things like this.
Well, for this one, it's actually 2 Brazilian municipalities, so that's an even better sign.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, definitely moving ahead. Bitmain has never used ASIC boost in production. So this is what the previous story was about, because Bitmain is a producer of the ASIC miner, and here they're saying they might be using some competitive, or they may have some competitive advantage over anyone else.
Mm, that's interesting. So why, if you're building a better miner than everybody else, I would think you would keep it secret. So this might be true.
Mm. Yeah, they say that it could save up to 30% of energy costs. And of course, energy is where a lot of the cost is. Then there's somebody from the a Bitcoin Core developer, and he's just saying that no block size increase needed for years. This is also this is part of that discussion, because everybody's saying the the block size should increase. And here they're saying, this is just an opinion, saying not really.
No, that's very interesting because I think people were, a lot of people were concerned about transactions getting locked up in the blockchain and taking long days sometimes to confirm.
Mm.
But I must say, Tracy, this seems to have stopped now.
Yes, transactions are going through quite quickly. So
Yes,
I just think that the core team must be working on a lot of stuff. I think they are busy 24/7.
I think that's true.
Definitely. So anybody who wants to know whether an online or an offline wallet still receives Bitcoin if the computer is offline, sometimes there are questions that people want to ask, and they're too embarrassed to ask. So there's a whole bunch of explainer videos that'll actually explain everything to you, particularly if you're a newbie. And
Yeah, and it would be great for your Bitcoin education to download these videos and to watch them.
yes, most definitely. And IBM launches blockchain platform for US oil trade.
That's very, very interesting. I just spoke to somebody in London who's doing something similar for one of the big oil companies, so that is very, very interesting.
Yes. Um, seems to be moving ahead. It's amazing. We're actually just going to see so much more coming through in terms of, what is working on the blockchain and what's already been done. But, Peter, I'm quite sure that there's a hang of a lot of stuff happening on the blockchain, businesses that are using the blockchain, working very well, but we just don't hear about it because they're not in the news.
Well, the thing is, the big company that's using it and getting, some kind of benefit from it, whether it's more production or saving time or whatever it is. They're not necessarily going to share this with the world if they have a technology that saves them time and money.
Yes.
Why would they?
Exactly.
So there are big companies implementing the blockchain already and just basically keeping a low profile about it.
And in Canada, they've now there's a new peer-to-peer Bitcoin exchange, and it's based in Canada. And it's actually one of these, it's an over-the-counter one, so it's similar to a local Bitcoins, and it's called CanCoin. So it's been developed by two brothers.
Oh, that's interesting. So CanCoin, so you can buy Bitcoins through CanCoin?
You can. You can.
You can?
Yes.
Can or cannot coin?
Can. So I'm just going to pass this image. Take the security of your digital assets to new heights with Swiss Bank in your pocket. We haven't spoken about this for a long time, Peter. Swiss Bank in your pocket.
I haven't, and it's important that people realize that you should have your coins safe by putting it in a strong wallet that is not online, so that it cannot be hacked. It's not a hot wallet, so this is a nice product to do that, and people should go have a look at it and see how you can keep your Bitcoin safe.
Yes, which is vital. And here's another video on how to make money with Bitcoin. I think there's a lot of people who want to know how can they make money.
Mm-hmm. I think lots of people want to make money with Bitcoin, and there are many ways to make money. I think this video explains it nicely.
And here's an article that says Litecoin price tops $11 amid SegWit euphoria. So this is really similar to what I spoke about earlier.
Yeah, very interesting.
And actually it says...
So I think this is going to be good for Litecoin in the short term at least.
Yeah, very much so. And actually Coinbase say that they may be adding it to its main trading platform. So Peter, it looks like that's the end of our news. I've just got to the top of our page, and here's another video. What is Bitcoin? And I tell you what, this one seems to be shared quite a bit because it's a tiny little video with a small introduction, but it just kind of tells people what Bitcoin is.
I think that is the most popular question in the Bitcoin world. What is Bitcoin? And I think that question is going to be asked millions and millions of times in the near future, as more and more people get involved in Bitcoin.
Yes, and also, you know what, as people know about Bitcoin, you kind of forget about the questions that people may have. So it's good to still have these little short videos. And
very, very good.
And we're at 1,195.
Interesting. What do you think is going to happen to the price this weekend?
I just have a feeling that this is going to go over 1,200, and I think you actually said a couple of weeks ago that if it goes over 1,250, it can go all the way to 1,500. And I just think that there's just so much bullish news out there. There's so much happening. There's also so much happening in the world, which creates a lot of uncertainty, and all the geopolitical stuff that's going on, that could also be pushing up the price. And of course, not even talking about Japan, and China hasn't even come on yet. With their exchanges.
Yeah, I think this is going to be awesome. Let's just say awesome.
Yes, absolutely awesome. So until we talk again, it's cheerio from me.
It's cheerio from me as well. Have a nice weekend.
And you too.
Ciao, ciao.
Cheers.